Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math.
Systems are going to start flooding because they have invested yet, correct? So I think
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again, again and again and again, again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again, again and again and again, again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again, again and again and again, again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again, again and again and again, again and again.
That's a scam!
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again, again and again and again, again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again, again and again and again, again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again, again and again and again, again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again, again and again and again, again and again.
That's a scam!
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again, again and again and again, again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again, again and again and again, again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again, again and again and again, again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again, again and again and again, again and again.
That's a scam!
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
No one knew how much risk was in that system. Bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions. No one knew how much risk was in that system. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again and again and again and again and again, again and again and again, again and again. Repackaged and re-leveraged again and again, again and again and again, again and again.
That's a scam!
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
No one
Lovely internet friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. Solana season, yes, another time, it's another season. Look at this, the official, not official Solana glasses. Amazing, amazing. How are you doing? I'm pretty sure you're doing well. I told you so many times. Let me adjust the mic to have it closer. It was a matter of when, not a matter of if, right? We're back strong, we're back in the news. People are calling and asking, hey, I remember you were involved in the Solana ecosystem, but what's going on? Why is it pumping? Why is it 150% in the past like couple of months? Good stuff, good stuff. Congratulations to all of you being here. Congratulations to the ones that survived the bear. Even if this doesn't live long enough, this is extremely important. Even if this doesn't turn out to be a fully fledged amazing bull run that we get new all-time highs and everybody makes new dreams about purchasing islands and supercars and shit like that, it does not matter. It does not matter. The fact that Solana and our ecosystem is at the forefront of this mini blip, and whatever it becomes, I hope it doesn't stay as a mini blip and becomes this huge supernova. The fact that the Solana and the ecosystem in general, from the tech to the decentralization and the awesome community, is at the forefront, is extremely important. Yeah, good vibes, and the importance to be rewarded for your like perseverance. The fact that you stayed here and you man, surviving the bear is extremely tiresome. I mean, the feeling of being forgotten. Remember when we had like the Shopify extension and the Visa collaboration and all this shit that nobody really cared. Nobody really, like, we didn't see any changes in the price, but now we see them. Now they're reflected slowly. Now, what happened? People are asking me, what happened to Solana? Why is Solana pumping? The main thing that changed, let's say, in the past couple of weeks is the SBF trial ending and the exchange liquidators running out of unlocked Solana to sell. So what happened is, all this time, the people behind the FTX assets, the ones that were salvaged, the ones that were not really spent left and right by Alameda Research, gambled or bribed politicians or whatever they did with that money, whatever was salvaged, they were sitting on a big bag of Solana that was supposed to unlock the past couple of months, which they most probably unlocked and they most probably sold. Hence the price of $8 a couple of months ago. Like, imagine what has happened in the past half a year or so. Insane. You had enough time to buy lower, guys. By the way, you cannot blame anybody but yourselves on this one. On the other hand, I totally understand the risk profile and understand the risks associated with it. So yeah, for those that are asking, this is what makes this one different, why Solana is pumping now. Of course, the tech, Fire Dancer, a new validator, increasing decentralization. As we said, the liquidator running out of unlocked Sol. Next unlocks happening on 2027, 2028, somewhere there. What else? Like lots of new liquidity entering DeFi markets. Lots of liquidity in the NFT marketplaces. I mean, it's lots of good news. I stumbled upon a cool like 10-minute talk from Austin Federa. Austin Federa is the head of strategy at Solana Foundation, and he's a very well-versed guy. Shout out to him. We spoke 3 or 4 times during breakpoint at the super team national ball dress. I was dressed with a stupid helm. Most probably he didn't recognize who I was. Well, we also briefly spoke at the founders school and at some random talk in the developers stage at breakpoint a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to actually play the part on why Solana is pumping, because I think it's important to listen it from the source. So let me remove my silly face from the screen. Here we go, main desktop, and here it is.
Solds increased by over 100% in the last month, indicating new money flowing into the Solana blockchain and rising bullish expectations for the ecosystem among investors. Joining us now to discuss the renewed interest in the blockchain is Solana Foundation Head of Strategy, Austin Federa. Welcome to the show, Austin.
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
Thanks for being here. Now, from your perspective, what's behind this recent rally? Why all the renewed excitement?
Yeah, price is something we don't really track or pay really any attention to at the Solana Foundation. Markets move and they'll move many ways and you'll never really know why. But, I think coming out of Breakpoint and coming out of a lot of the developments we've seen across the ecosystem this year, folks are really noticing the Solana technology and how it's different than what other layer 1s and layer 2 blockchains offer out there, and that you can build stuff on Solana you just can't practically build anywhere else in the market today. And there's just been a ton of work that's been done over the last pretty much 18 months on underlying technology, both at the core contributors across the ecosystem and then on the application layer. And I think folks are really paying attention to what is now possible to build on Solana and what, in fact, has been built already on the network.
So, Austin, I know you can't talk about price, but this isn't quite about price. This is more about where the tokens are, and it has to do mostly with the FTX Alameda bankruptcy. And if you can just clear it up for the folks at home who may not understand the idea that just because FTX and Alameda went bankrupt and we saw Sam Bankman-Fried convicted of all sorts of fraud, it doesn't necessarily mean that all these tokens are going to start flooding because they haven't vested yet, correct? So I think this is something, if you could just kind of explain what is happening with those tokens.
Yeah, so in the days after the collapse of FTX last year, the Solana Foundation put out a blog post that detailed token sales and lock schedules that it or Solana Labs had made to FTX or FTX-affiliated entities. So that information has sort of been in public for a year at this point, plus all of the filings that have come out of the court proceedings and bankruptcy proceedings. The majority of those tokens have a multi-year lock attached to them. That schedule, again, like you can go look it up if you're curious. And so, as the bankruptcy process moves through, it's in no one's best interest, including creditors, for any sort of tokens to be dumped onto the market. I think there was a lot of sort of FUD on Twitter, but these are professional people who are used to doing their job pretty well. And, crashing a market is not something that's in anyone's economic interest, let alone the creditors who are the ultimate, and the users who are the ultimate recipients of funds through this process. So I think we'd have to see how that process plays out over time. But there may have been just a lot of fear that there was something that was going to come up at trial or something along those lines. And, thankfully, I think for the good of the ecosystem, we are past the SBF involvement in any part of crypto.
But more importantly, a lot of those tokens haven't vested, if you will. Right? It's just a fraction of them have. So you have all these potential tokens out there, but they're years away from hitting the market if they can at all. So is it possible, I guess, FTX could or its successor organization could sell the rights to that, and it still wouldn't necessarily affect the volume in the market? Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know what the tax implications there would be of selling locked tokens, but all locks are programmatically reflected on chain. This is the great thing about blockchains, is they are a public accounting and ledger database. So folks can actually look up and run queries on any analytics provider to see what the locks are for any tokens on the network. But yes, if the court would allow it, rights could certainly be transferred to future tokens without those ever hitting the public market, much as someone might do in an OTC trade.
All right, Austin, you brought up Solana's technology just a few minutes ago, and Solana's value proposition is really that it's faster and cheaper than Ethereum. Some were calling it Ethereum killer during the last bull market. Now, with the rise of layer 2s and maybe some other scaling solutions to Ethereum, how is Solana thinking about remaining competitive here?
I mean, Solana is still pushing 4 times the number of transactions per day, if not more, than all layer 2s combined. So when we're talking about the scale that something like Solana offers today, it's not really matched anywhere in those other ecosystems. And, there are L2s and other
I mean, I'm gonna stop it here. You get the question is going to lower levels of understanding than us. We know very well why Ethereum is slower, why the Ethereum ecosystem is how it is, why layer 2s exist, how Solana works, what the competitive advantages are. We definitely know it very, very, very well. Hey, to Ceylon, and I see people saying, I want Solana go lower. Come on, guys, don't say that. We've gone through this for quite some time. Let's just see Solana go up. Cheers to everyone. Drinking some alpha. Yes, maybe we find some alpha in what we're gonna look to where we're gonna look today. So what's the schedule for today? What do we need to do? So yeah, I need to talk about the shitcoin I bought, the Flux B shitcoin. It's not a shitcoin. Maybe it's not fair to say it's a shitcoin, but in full disclosure, I bought some Flux B. This is the coin that Flux Beam released. They were the hackathon winners, and they released a coin. It's a token 2022 coin, which has some kind of tax associated to it. So whenever someone sells, 3% of the sale goes to the wallets still holding the token proportionately. So yeah, there is some kind of degen children's casino involved. That's why I had to label it as a shitcoin, at least in my mind. Short position, exploiting the hype for a couple more X's. It's not financial advice. I do not recommend anyone buying it today. That was like a 3-day ago play. Of course, you do you, and if you want to buy it and prove me wrong, please, I love being wrong. So yeah, go ahead. But full disclosure, bought it, sold it, kept a small moonback from the victory, and life goes on. What else? Yeah, I see Butter mentioning Jupiter also announcing the airdrop and the criteria. Sure, we need to go through that, most probably on the next episode. I don't think that was a catalyst for the Solana pump. I think this is new capital, new spot bets going into the Solana ecosystem. This is not from within. So I'm bullish that this is going to last longer than, to consider it a blip. So what do I want us to do today? I want us to I want us to go through 2 projects that have purchased the feedback product from Dean's List. So 2 projects are available for citizens or business visa holders to actually earn USDC by providing feedback. There are amazing Web3 opportunities all around you where you can join the DAO, you can join Dean's List. There are other DAOs like Dean's List, for example. Shout out to Super Team and any super team around the world, from the main one to the Berlin one, the Germany one, the UK one. Awesome people all around, the Vietnam one. But yeah, I'm a citizen of Dean's List. I usually work with that gang, and 2 amazing opportunities have landed. The two projects are Banks and SDX Markets. Banks is BANX. It's a NFT borrowing lending platform. The closest competitor is Sharkify, but we're going to talk about how these two platforms are different, and we're going to go play around. And the other one we're going to look at is SDX markets. This is the, let's say, part of the Psi options team. Is it? I think it is. And it's an options marketplace, AMM, liquidity, pools. We're gonna talk about it. It's a hard topic. We're gonna discuss it a little bit. The idea here is to just explore the project, and this is what I would do by myself. I'm gonna explain a little bit how they work, and then at a separate time frame, I'm going to submit my feedback to the Dean's List DAO. And yes, if that feedback is selected for the end report, and I participate in the workshop to defend my feedback, to actually give a reason on why I provided these, then I will get paid in USDC for that work I did. Nanko is asking what are the criteria. The criteria about Jupiter. I mean, there is a Medium article you should dive into. There is no calculator yet, which we should expect soon. Also, there is a PITH airdrop, which is the Oracle service in Solana. It's a cross-chain Oracle service, so you'll see that if you're eligible for the airdrop, there's a calculator. You connect a bunch of wallets from EVMs to Sui, Sei, Aptos, Osmosis, Kepler, like a bunch of blockchains that they are providing data for, and you might be eligible for that. We're going to cover that on the next episode as well, but for this one, we're going to do Banks, SDX. Do I have any other notes? No other notes, because, in order to do Banks, for example, in order to do SDX, for example, we're going to have to go through Marinade and get an MSOL in order to take a position on the options market. And we're bullish, so we're going to have to talk about options. Is a hard topic, so we're gonna focus a lot on that one. Some updates on Athens DAO. And that's it. That's mostly it for today. If you have any topics that you want me to discuss, feel free. Please shield them on chat. Now, I'm mostly looking at the, what's it called? Twitch chat. So yeah. If you want to interact, go there. So yeah, where shall we start from? Shall we start from, I had everything open here. Here you go. Yeah, covered that. I mean, look at this. Solana is up here with 44% on the past 7 days. And one day we're gonna be doing the snapshots, and we're gonna be going back in time, back in 2020 and back in 2021 and 2022, and we're gonna be comparing today's price with that date's price. And it's awesome, but it's not as fun in the bear times, but it's so much fun in the bull times. So yeah, we're gonna go through that as well. SDX, let's start from SDX markets. We're bringing options back to Solana. Fuck my life, options is a really, really, really hard topic, and especially an options AMM. And anybody who says that they understand very, very well the pricing of options and the risks associated, and they can play with the options market with great, it's hard. I usually don't believe them. But yeah, options and SDX. SDX is a DeFi player in Solana. Let's go to the link tree. They specialize on European options, fully collateralized, cash settled, Europeans. There are European options and there are American options. The main difference between there are several differences in the pricings, in the risks, in the strategies, etc. But the main difference between European and American is options have a strike price. It's the moment in the future where you have you get the option to buy the asset up to that date. If that date passes, then it expires, and you cannot execute that option. So you can lock a price in the future and choose that you like it when this future comes today, and you can choose to buy it in the future in the price you agreed a couple of days, weeks in the past. The European options allow you to actually exercise that right only on the day of the of the strike price, of the strike date. So only during that specific time frame, you agreed earlier, or versus the American style, where you can exercise the option to buy that asset or sell that asset or whatever anytime until that date comes. So these are the this is the main difference. I'm looking at the chat. I see Hype Junior asking, what do you say to people that say Solana is a good L1 but not a good token? No number go up to economics like ETH. No number up to economic. I mean, dude, charts and this kind of predictions is pointless. If you use any of the two, if you get your hands dirty, you'll immediately realize why Solana has the upside at the moment. Ethereum, sure, man, I hold Ethereum, but what's the potential gain here? What is, like, anything that's not Bitcoin is a shitcoin. But since we're playing with shitcoins, I mean, what's the potential gain to Solana versus Ethereum? In market cap only. The momentum is there. Solana is a good token. Solana is a good token, especially now that FTX, Alameda, and all the other shady players kind of either they got shaken out because they got ultra liquidated by holding shitcoins and storing their wealth in custodial wallets. And FTX took them down. As well as the dirty insiders that had unlimited balance sheets to inflate shit. I don't know. Just try both networks. Just try all the networks. If you have to choose between L1s, user experience is, you're not a developer, user experience and general ecosystem experience is the most important thing. I think Solana is extremely tight. Very tribal, but not toxic at all. So yeah, that's what I would say to anybody. Come try it out. And all tokenomics are slightly shady, to be honest. It's a big conversation. We can have this in a cool panel way. I want to have someone to speak for Ethereum, because especially with Fire Dancer now and and completely removing this client centralization argument, I'm very bullish. Very, very bullish. Back to SDX, back to options trading. We said European options need to be, you have to exercise your rights the day you agreed. American, up to the date you agreed. You understand that this, of course, has different risk implications and it caters to different kind of portfolios. Now, let's go to, I mean, we can go to documentation. Don't need, I read the documentation. I read what these things are doing. So, what are these guys actually offering? They are offering, I have some notes. Yes. So it is a market maker. It's an options market maker. What is a market maker? I mean, let's start from there. It's an entity. Usually it's a centralized entity. It's usually a fund that provides liquidity to markets. And typically it buys and sells assets within the order book in order to maintain liquidity in the book kind of stabilize prices so you don't have this extreme volatility of prices, especially micro volatility between, like if you zoom in, you'll see it. And yeah, stability of prices, let's put it that way. In a way. They usually take a cut and they have way more information than you. You're playing against them. They, especially if you're a small fish, you are at the mercy of the market maker. And if you're a project and you've committed liquidity into a deal with a market maker, again, you're kind of in their mercy. Hopefully you've negotiated good terms and they're not completely screwing you. So this is an automated market maker, which does whatever the market maker would do, maintain liquidity and stabilize prices and buy and sell assets within the same order book. But that it does it by using some mathematical formula in order to achieve the desired outcome. So this is an options automated market maker, which is cool, which is something that the market needs. And like, to give you an idea of how big the options market is, like I was checking some stats for 2021. It was a good year. 2021 was a good year. People had money, people wanted risk. So what happened, and that's the general, that's not specific or unique to 2021. The spot market, so buying and selling assets, is 20 times smaller than the options market. And SDX has a really good product market fit. Really good product. And it's not because SDX is a good product market fit. It's because options in Solana are not really developed. The market is not developed. The users are not trained enough. There is a lot of room to grow. And again, if you factor in the collapse of FTX, of Celsius, of other lending, borrowing, and like broker services in general, there's even fewer. It's insane. It's insane that there is such small market of options. And we'll get into the trading. We'll take a position. We'll take a bullish position on Solana through their exchange in order to see it. I played a little bit. I have to say it's pretty confusing, the UI, but yeah, that's part of my feedback. We'll figure it out. Lots of opportunity to grow in the current crypto scene is. Success scenarios of an European options platform in the Solana DeFi. I mean, you need market makers in order to actually survive. Now that centralized exchanges are kind of fading in volume versus decentralized, they're not fading, but since the collapse of FTX, for sure, lots of people that were using FTX had to switch to DeFi. And market makers have some positive impacts on markets. And usually the graph produced by an asset that is operated by a market maker is not as scary to your average investor. So it's important to have this kind of market makers, these AMMs. So anywhere that we add AMMs into the game is pretty good. And in general, like having these options that are cash settled and there is no bad debt risk, there are no counterparty risks because it's all programmatic. It's really important. Also, this having options markets and especially automated ones, it really helps with the market efficiency, the capital efficiency, and deploying efficient capital efficiency defines a good market, like a fun, fair, efficient market. So yeah, I don't have any comparisons. Like I can't really comment on the fees, the pricing models of the current platform. I have no comments on the team. I know they have experience since they worked with Psi options, and they made the Psi options tokenized European options protocol, which SDX is using, and yeah, I think it's good. I think there is a lot of room to grow. No, there's no coin associated for those. Where is the alpha? Where is the alpha? What does they say about risks? Smart contract vulnerabilities. Yeah, that's the biggest risk. Remember, I had a success. I have success factors. SDX's unique approach addresses several challenges to DeFi options. No, bullshit. Failure. Yeah. Smart contract vulnerabilities, since it's unaudited. Market manipulation, dependency on off-chain data resources, and mispricing of volatility. These are all possible failures. These are all possible failures of any AMM, but especially when it comes to options and financial products that are slightly more complicated than your spot trading. So yeah, remember what happened with Mango markets and the market manipulation, where the contract was fine. The fact that they kind of altered the state of the market, and then the oracle gave a wrong reading to the exchange, which altered the risk profile of the asset, and then completely destroyed any position people were holding, is not easy to mitigate. So yeah, smart contract vulnerabilities, market manipulation, oracles, mispricing of volatility, and failure of AMM to rebalance Greeks via economic incentives. I mean, you need external capital to build all these positions, and if you don't incentivize external capital, then you cannot really operate. So yeah, that's mostly it. So let's start from the beginning. So this is what you enter, and you see this. You enter and you see this. Here. SDX, buy, sell options. You cannot scroll up, you cannot scroll down. Let's trade. So, as you see, if I go here, I have 4 different strategies. A call, a put, a call spread, and a put spread. So, if you're bullish, you're going to buy a call option. If you're bearish, you're going to buy a put option. If you want to target a range of prices and expiration dates, you're going to do a call spread if it's going up. If it's going down, then you want to spread it again, then you do a put spread. So I've logged in with my wallet, and let's do a call strategy, right? So if you're bullish, and usually you do options, this is for short-term prices. Short-term prices. By the way, I don't really like this UI. This is too weird, having all this blank space. I assume this is going to be used for whatever strategy I click on. At the same time, this is tiny on the top left, that it shows me my M's. This is 1 M sol is $72. And as you see, when I hover over my mouse, I see different strategies. I see call options here, which are going higher and higher. I see put options here that are going lower and lower. I see spreads, which target a range of prices. And I see spreads for put options that target a range as well, but below CAR. So if you want to be bullish, is it only MSOL that I can use Okay. It is only MSOL. I need one MSOL. Let's get one MSOL. Boom, MSOL. So for those that starting from here, optimize your staking. Let's take, I want liquid staking. What are we doing here? We're using a liquid staking provider. What are we doing? Why are we doing? Why is liquid staking a thing even? Why aren't they doing with Solana? And props to them for actually pushing the MSOL as their default asset. Props to them, because there are lots of advantages of an ecosystem using a liquid staking solution. So what happens is you put your Solana into a contract, and that contract gives you a receipt. MSOL. We'll call this receipt MSOL. And this is a receipt which proves that this user has given to the staking facility one Solana. So now the staking facility will take their Solana, and depending on the strategy of the staking facility, this time is marinate, they can break it into 100 different parts and then deposit those 100 parts into 100 different validators, stake them with 100 different validators. And then what are they achieving? They are decentralizing the network, because not one validator got the full amount of Solana, but all the validators. And having many strong validators in the network is another metric of decentralization. You have 40 validators run by CZ, then you get Binance Chain. Now, me holding this receipt, I am holding my Solana. I can use it in the general ecosystem, and I'm receiving yield because I'm holding this receipt. Whenever I turn back my MSOL, I'll get my SOL that I actually put in plus the yield. This is obviously reduces opportunity cost, since you can stake them and participate in DeFi, buy an NFT, participate in an IDO or whatever. It helps with security of the chain. As we said, CZ running 40 nodes and promotes decentralization. It allows accessibility to DeFi. If you want to open the floodgates to DeFi, you can't have everyone stake into positions that are impossible to access in order to participate in decentralized finance opportunities. And yeah, yield as well. So let's go. Let's go and do. Let's take one Solana. Take one Sol. I will receive 0.28 Solana because, as you understand, this is 0.87 MSOL. It has the yield deducted. So, yeah. I successfully staked one Sol. Woo! And this has been delegated to 136 validators. Pretty cool. So now I have one Sol, 0.87 MSOL. Let's take a position on SDX AMM. So where were we? Yeah, we were here. We're going to buy a call option. So if you are short-term bullish on an asset, you can consider buying a call option. That's the idea here. You're bullish. If you're bearish, you buy a put option. So what this does, this gives you the right to purchase MSOL at a specific strike price. We're going to decide the strike price. There are contracts that have standardized prices and standardized expiration dates we will choose from. And I have the right to purchase MSOL, and then I have the option to execute that the day of expiry. I can choose not to. So if you expect MSOL to rise in the short term, you can accordingly choose the date and the price. And if you like it, you do it. And understand that you will be able to buy it at the price you agreed today. So it's near, as you see here, we have contracts for November 17th, 2 days, and November 24th. And that's 9 days from today. Oh, I need to connect wallet. Phantom, deposit all my MSOL. I deposited all my MSOL. This is my stream wallet, by the way, guys. Here's the ledger in case. But in order to save some time. So yeah. We just deposited some. So the options have a fixed price. So you can buy contracts. You buy amount of, you can buy 10 contracts. Here you go. You can buy this. If I go max, I want to call. I want to buy. So if I predict that the price is going to go extremely high, as you see, the contract is very, very cheap. I'm going to do this. Yeah, the Greeks, the gammas and the rays and the, yeah, sure. I don't understand those. Like, there are pricing models that you kind of calculate the pricing, like Black and Scholes model. Like, I did a course, an elective course in my master's in finance 15 years ago. Dude, I have no clue how I passed this course. I had no clue. There are calculators online you can use. So I have to buy like 2 contracts. Why can they do max? Okay, I'll buy 5 contracts. And this is gonna cost me, it says here on the bottom. I mean, this is, I don't like the user experience, is not amazing. You can't see it. Let me remove my silly face from it a little bit. So, here you go. Now you don't see me. As you see, lovely friends, on the bottom right here, on tiny little letters, is displayed the platform fee, the total cost of me buying 5 options, tiny letters, and max doesn't really work. I expected to buy as many contracts as my wallet kind of supports. But it's too small. Let me go back. And camera. Here you go. It's too small. So theoretically, so what am I going to buy? I'm going to buy for 0.17 MSOL. I'm going to buy 5 contracts of for that, and I will say that by 24th of November, Solana is going to be over $65. Ordered failed. Is it because I don't have enough MSOL for the... Let's buy 4 contracts. 4 contracts, that's 0.69 MSOL. That's... I should have enough. I should have enough. Right? Order failed. Why did it fail? I want to bet it's going to go over 90. 24th of November. It's so small. I have 0 MSOL. Why do I have 0 MSOL? Did I buy it? Can I sell one? It's insufficient funds. Deposit. I did deposit. I did deposit. More. I don't have more. I deposited already. So where do I look at my portfolio? Is this my portfolio? Did I never buy the marinade? So I bought the marinade. Let's go trade. Call option. 24th. 65. Complete all fields. Does it have withdraw? I deposited 0.89 sol. M sol. Let's check. Let's check. Failed to load new transactions. What the fuck? So I received 0.87 and it withdrew. So I added them on the platform. Here, this is the transaction that I deposited to BV2. Right? Yeah, the 2 failed ones. Exactly. Then I see the 2 failed ones, which are the ones that actually failed. Because there is no MSOL in the wallet, I assume. Where's Solscan now? Yeah. They close Solscan. That's very interesting, lovely friends. I obviously did not expect this outcome. I expected us to buy some contracts and then explain how this is a short position, a short-term position, and you need to come back and monitor and, of course, be prepared to act if the market moves against your prediction in order to minimize. In order to sell it or do whatever before. You need to do it before. Here you go. Thank you, B-Man. And we get the 2 transactions that are failed. I assume this is a failure. And this is SPL transfers. This is it. Maybe it takes time for my purchase to be. Let me share in case you guys can find something. I like how I'm like brave and I'm adding 1 Solana. Woo, here is 1 Solana. I mean, there's not a lot of MSOL in their bucket. 250 MSOL. 14,000 USDCs. 1 bucket there. This is cash settled. I assume 249 is. And they also have some MSOL here, so 200. Yeah, okay. No, there's 1 bucket for all the options. Okay. I assume because it's just 1 asset. How would they? Is it going to be different buckets if there were different assets? So yeah. What if I want to sell November this, and you see how selling it is way cheaper if you sell it now than buying it. It's like 3 times cheaper to sell it. So if I sell a contract, can I sell a contract? Insufficient funds, deposit. Ah! It appeared. I think it returned my transaction back. So let's go. Let's go again. Let's go again. Not enough tokens. And what if I do 99%? Not enough tokens. Let's proceed. Did it return my transaction? How did this come back? I have no clue, guys. It's all live and unscripted. You realize that. Not enough tokens. It's all beta. It's all early. This is not audited and ready for everyone. Yeah, this is what you get. I cannot deposit for some reason. That's a great Mamba. Great suggestion. It needs to work though first. Let's go again. Trade again. Call. Available balance. Deposit. Okay. 24th of November. 65. 4. Okay. Could have worked. It's loading down on the bottom. I see this white thing. It's right on the bottom of my camera box. And Solana is pumping while I'm trying to do this shit. I'm just getting a order failed. Why? Let's go again. Ah, so we already have. This was deposited. Okay. And let's buy it. Can you execute? I don't want the Greeks, the delta, the gamma, the theta, and the vega. By the way, there's no Greek letter called vega. Sounds Greek enough, but okay, what if I buy one? Yeah, here you go, 5.2. I knew I could buy 5.2, more than 5. I want to buy them all. Max. Insufficient funds. Okay. 5 then. It's slow. I think that's what's going on. This looks good. This looks good. So if the market starts dumping, I need to come back and start trying to sell it at whatever prices in order to minimize the risk, the money lost. Ah. I really don't understand what are these errors. I don't know. Maybe I'm pushing it too much. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's still early. I think you all got the idea of how these markets work. You can read further like materials. There's so much like scientific research into options and models and pricing models and risk models and all these things. So yeah, good luck. Now, if you have comments and feedback for the platform, for the process, I know I have a lot. I'm going to be working at the Dean's List server providing feedback. I'll be participating in the workshops with the team. I'm going to defend my feedback and hopefully make some USDC. That's the idea, but at least. And let's go to the next project that I want us to talk about. Overall, as you understand, I'm really positive on the product market fit. I really think there is a huge opportunity for options markets to flourish and become huge in the Solana ecosystem. It's the perfect place since you really need to any DeFi financial instrument needs really fast transactions and really cheap fees. So yeah, this maximizes capital efficiency even further. So yeah. The errors are all the way in the bottom. Where? In the program log. Program returned SBF program panicked. Oh no! This is scary, eh? This is really funny, by the way. It's like, what? What the fuck is this program returned error? SBF program panic. Why? Why is it called SBF? Buying function. Buying function. Log panicked. At cost exceeds max amount to pay. This is way more than zero. Sure. My God. My fucking God. SBF is upon us. So yeah, let's did they manage to buy it, by the way? I didn't understand. I think I managed to buy it. So if I go to my portfolio value is $65. And I bought 5 contracts. And I've already made, since Solana is pumping, I assume Solana is pumping. Oh, Solana is pumping a lot. Cheers to that, lovely friends. Yeah, I see, like, how could I possibly have made $50 in like 20 seconds? My God. Wow, we are pumping. Let's go! Insane. Insane. What? Like, I need to log in. It had always my dark mode. What happened to easy reach dark mode? There's no dark. Here you go. Yeah, crazy pump. So yeah, enough with SDX. Option markets, good stuff. Let's see how they're going to use their competitive advantage. There is no other player dominating. There is dual options for other projects to issue their options. The other thing is a completely different beast. Let's talk a little bit about banks. Banks, which is the other Dean's List client. Again, they enrolled last week, so we've had already 3 days of feedback. We have the first workshop next week for people to defend their feedback. So this is a borrowing and lending platform. This is on the surface, a competitor to Sharkify. But there are different approaches in the two marketplaces. So this is Banks. What is Banks? Banks is a perpetual peer-to-peer NFT lending protocol. And what is their key selling point? What is their key big thing? It's that you can create a loan, you can take a loan, you can lend or borrow, and you can do it with no expiry, and it can only be terminated by the involved parties. So this is not a contract. This is not something where for X amount of days it is. You can have it perpetually, where you are renting out your NFT and you are receiving fees in perpetuity. There are, of course, several controls. You can have a borrower control. You can have a lender control. There is a minimum set loan duration of 72 hours. So as you understand, this is not the same as Sharkify. I played quite a lot with Sharkify back in the day, so I'm constantly comparing. Sharkify is for quick moves. You saw an NFT, you like the NFT, you're gonna take a position. We're gonna explain. We're gonna go through examples of how it differentiates. Another cool thing is there are no Oracle dependencies. meaning that the prices of the NFTs and the loans, the loan to value ratio is determined 100% by the lender's terms. Meaning you are not getting external information about the price of the NFT from other marketplaces and shit. Yeah, versus Sharkify. Sharkify mostly does instant loan offers, meaning that you get a loan from a collection and the holders can borrow instantly. So you make a collection available, the borrowers can borrow instantly. The thing is, if you are actually borrowing from a pool, you don't know. You don't know which NFT you're going to get. You can get a floor one. Usually, you might get lucky and get some amazing one that someone randomly put in the pool. So they are focused on high interest short-term loans and high returns for lenders and quick cash for borrowers. So this is the main idea behind Sharkify, where banks does this perpetual loans at the users, at the lenders' terms. Let me see. Yeah, Sharkify, instant loans, the other one, perpetual. So banks, I remember I made some notes for an example. I was like, let's imagine Pertz, for example, is a really good example. He holds lots of valuable NFTs. So imagine Pertz who owes a really rare Madlad NFT. And he needs liquidity. Classic Pertz always needs liquidity, but doesn't want to sell his awesome, super rare skull with flames Madlad. So what he can do? He can put his NFT into banks as collateral for a perpetual loan. The loan has no fixed date, which gives Pertz the flexibility to repay the loan whenever he's able to. Pertz is flipping NFTs here and there, but he's getting rug pulled again and again and again and again. It's okay. You will not be liquidated at your loan because this is a perpetual loan. Sure, interest is accumulating. Sure, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money to get your NFT, but flip enough Pertz, my friend, and you'll eventually repay the NFT. So that's what banks does. While let's now consider another player and using Sharkify. Should we do it with Pertz again? Should we do it with, I think, Pertz, because Pertz has purchased the most stuff for the stream. He's bought even a t-shirt, like a sticker. He bought a sticker back in the day, and he has gifted the most subs. So yeah, let's use Pertz as the example. So yeah, let's consider Pertz, who spots in the market a very rare NFT. He really likes that NFT. Really like. He's sure this is gonna moon fast. Like, you need to snipe this NFT. He wants to buy at mint, but he doesn't have the funds. He's sure. He's sure that minting this NFT is going to be a huge opportunity. He's sure about it. He doesn't have the Solana, though, to mint the NFT. What can he do? He can do something in Sharkify. He can take his very expensive Madlad NFT and get a short-term loan on that Madlad NFT, which will allow him to actually get the Solana, to mint that NFT, the new NFT, flip it, repay the loan, keep the difference, and continue his life with his skull, his burning skull NFT, and enter the parties at Breakpoint at the what's the sex pub? Where was Where was the party? A sex boat. Sex land. Sexy land. It was called Sexy Land, yes. It's called Sexy Land. I mean, 3 floors of Sexy Land. Only accessible if you hold a Madlet. So yeah, I think I hope I helped you understand. Banks is a great way to gain liquidity and play the market for a long time until you repay your loan, while Sharkify, you're going to lend your NFT, get a loan, play around, and then get it back. So yeah, just like Sharkify, it all depends on the ever-evolving NFT landscape. That's my overall, like, my macro view of the project. So yes, this is a risky project. I think this is a riskier project than options. To compare them, we're comparing, of course, apples to bananas here. I have nothing to do between them, but you really need to have the NFT hype continue. It's extremely important. It's extremely important. And I mean, there are risks in NFT valuations, and the adoption rate of NFT use cases and Solana as a blockchain is also a huge factor here. You need volumes in order for these platforms to be profitable, to ensure longevity, to kind of be successful. So far so good, by the way. I'm not saying, hey, there is not enough liquidity. Like, no, exactly the opposite. There's a lot of liquidity in NFT degen marketplaces versus very classic options markets, which are huge in the traditional finance world. Additionally, these are the guys that were behind Fract. Remember Fract? They also had an NFT, I think it was called Pawn Shop something, Pawn Shop Dwarves, Pawn Shop something. I don't remember. Is that it? No, that's Banks. I mean, it also needs, like banks in every marketplace like that, it needs to attract liquidity. It needs to attract lenders. It needs to attract borrowers. And it's not easy. It's not easy because these are the holders are the gen NFT traders. So I mean, you need increasingly more in order to grow. So we need to create the gen NFT traders. Vajurus is asking, when does liquidation happen at banks then? So from what I understand, liquidation happens when you cannot repay the loan. And which by default then the platform will keep it, and you'll keep the money. So loans, let me see. Connect wallet. Do I have any NFTs here? So let me see. Gen 2, okay, Bears, Tensorians, it's staked. And Tensorian is staked. Wise Whales. There is no dashboard. There's a dashboard. Borrow. I have none of these collections. That's my problem. Portals. I don't have a portal. Gen 3. Here, I have some Gen 3s. So the floor is 447. You can borrow 3 Solana in 21, and the daily fee is 0.01 Solana. and there is 11 Solana liquidity. So as you understand, there is limited liquidity. So let me connect my ledger. So yeah, I just opened the Solana application. Let's change wallets. And let's go to CIN. And let's connect wallet. I want to lend. I want to lend a Gen 3. I want to lend, and I'll be getting weekly interest. I'll be getting 0.2 Solana offer size, and the offer is the borrower sees 318. So if someone wants to borrow, why would he borrow though? Here, let's put 2, and let's make I'll put 3 to make 0.8. Let's see, and this is pricing it at 0. So if I make it at 0, at 3, this is going to obviously decrease my weekly interest, the overall size, but at the same time, the borrower sees, so if the price loan to value ratio, so if I increase that, if I decrease this to 2 or to 9, yeah, obviously, he will take it and leave. So let's go. Let's go for 3 each. Let's lend them. As you saw, I lend. I didn't borrow. I don't like borrowing shit. Oogies, Thugbirds, Helions, Portals, Barrels. They need to add Dean's List, because it only makes sense to borrow a Dean's List NFT and come and work for Dean's List. So, Banks team, what the fuck, guys? Add them. Gen 3 has, in loans, 4 offers. 6 loans, 4 offers. So as you saw, I'm giving 3. This is the best. Here, let's do it at 3. Let's get someone to use it. Here, let's do it 322 to be the best. I like how you can change it. In a different world back in the day, you would have... what was that? Estimated changes minus 0.6 Solana. Why? Oh, yeah. Of course, because I'm giving another 0.22. Of course. Makes sense. So I should be the best. So if someone takes the loan, it's going to be mine. And if I go to my portfolio, my dashboard, I could do this. It's perpetual, 72 hours and freezes. No, I'm not doing this. Okay. It works. It does work. Borrow Sol in bulk. So I can borrow 43 Solana to my SNB, and I'll be paying 1.01 Solana fee on this one. Sure, it's not for me. It's definitely not my risk profile. But it only makes sense in a borrowing lending platform to have Dean's List NFTs available. I think that's the only marketplaces that Dean's List NFTs should be available. If they are in normal marketplaces, snipe them. People are making thousands of dollars by working with the ticket, the entrance ticket given by holding the Dean's List NFT that signals citizenship. So on November 10, we increased the protocol fee charged against the amount borrowed from 0.5% to 1%. Okay, thank you. So when you see leaderboard, you understand there is a high chance that there's going to be a coin. Okay. I use Ledger. And yeah, I see if you have a Banks NFT, you have some kind of incentive to trade more. Like lower fees or something like that. I don't know. Looks good. It looks good. It's different. So let's conclude our thoughts on the platform. I'm gonna have to go around and like learn more. You're not currently subscribed. Week 1, here, subscribe. Buy Banks on Tension. How much does a Banks cost? 7 Solana? No. Not subscribe. Subscribe to participate. So yeah, I don't hold Banks. Maybe I'll consider buying them. In conclusion, that's a great competitor for Sharkify in the NFT lending space. They offer different services catering to different users. The perpetual loan model is a great one. I think it's a novel approach to NFT lending. We haven't seen it. While I think Sharkify's approach to this instant liquidity, short-term loans is easier to understand. It's easier to tap into. I think they both can be successful. They can both coexist. I don't think one is eating the lunch of the other. And I think it's important to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to the ever-evolving needs of the NFT market, the new NFT standards, the new platforms that are the NFT standard will be useful. It's also interesting to see what happens with verification bots. Shout out to Beeman and Baba and Pubkey. Like, so if I borrow the asset, does it recognize that I've borrowed it? Does it work in some kind of in some kind of cardinal protocol where it's not the original NFT in your wallet? You've borrowed it. It signals you have it. Like, how does it work? Will the Discord bot recognize that I hold the NFT? Will it recognize that it's been borrowed, that it's not mine? It's important to see how these mechanics are going to work. I see Beeman is informing me that there is a great thread from Blast Control. Blast Control, man, they're heroes and superstars in the space. Shout out to Voshi. He's an OG. He's an OG. Like if you see the first breakpoint picture from the first breakpoint, it has Voshi in the family picture. Yeah. Shout out. I'm going to explore the thread from PUBG, from Blast Control. So yeah, bullish on it as long as the NFT hype continues, and bullish that they're not cannibalizing each other, that they are working hand in hand. I have some feedback. I'm not going to reveal the feedback. You know what's the thing? Revealing my feedback and the way I will write it is kind of giving you so much alpha because you can exchange that feedback immediately for money. So yeah, I'll give it to myself. But yeah, this is what you need to do. You need to play around with the platform. That's a good loan. That's a good loan. Who's gonna take that loan? Who's gonna take that loan? That's it. That's it, lovely friends. With banks, that's it with SDX. Both teams are not newcomers in the Solana ecosystem. As we said, SAI options from SDX, Fract from banks. We know them. They are not malicious actors. They are not some kind of rug pulling entity. So I'm bullish. I'm bullish. If you remember, SAI options had won the hackathon that Grape participated in May 2021. Woo! Insane. What else? What else should I don't think I have anything else. Lots of cool shit is happening in Dinsley's DAO. The network state is evolving. New grants have been accepted. New responsibilities. I don't think I can reveal too many things from today's DAO call because I don't know what's public and what's not. I know there's going to be a lot of work done with Marinade Finance, Dinsley listed Marinade. I know there's going to be an increased amount of work done between Realms and Dinsley, Solana Foundation and Dinsley, the general ecosystem and public goods development is also going to be increasing. 35 new clients are arriving, hackathon winners from Hyperdrive, which means many workshops, lots of USDC to be made since 35 projects, and that's about $1,200 per project. I guess that's about $40,000, $40,000 to $45,000 to be made. Lots of cool stuff. I am not considering buying Flux B. I'm not considering buying any other shitcoin at the moment. Also lots of work happening in the tokenomics side of things. So if you're interested in tokenomics, there are some excellent projects, superstars in the ecosystem that have reached out to cooperate into rating tokenomics and providing a deep dive into them. So super bullish on that. And yeah, that's mostly it, lovely friends. I think we're going to continue pumping. That's not financial advice in any way. I think that all you people wishing for lower price in Solana in order for you to buy more, what? You're all sick in the head and you need to stop this and enjoy the bag you already sit on. And go to Solarplex. There is a campaign, a Dinsley campaign for if you are a citizen and rate projects. There are lots of Din token to be made. Man, there's opportunities all over the place. Just keep your eyes open. Watch Whale's Tales and tag me on Twitter if you see any alpha that stands out. And on that note, lovely friends, again, the episode has been over 1.5 hours. I'm sorry if I tired you, and thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna talk about more things. Shill me your shitcoins, shill me your topics of interest. Stay strong, don't get shaken out, and Solana to the moon. I love you all.